Hello and welcome to another SciFirst MovieTalk episode. As Christmas is nearly upon us, I thought it might be a good idea and a good time to consider what my all-time favourite feel-good Christmas movies are. And after hunting down what Christmas movies I own for this episode, I set about the arduous task of coming up with my all-time favourite top 10. The movies featured in this episode are, in my opinion, those kind of feel-good movies which you can get huddled up on the sofa, all nice and snuggly, to enjoy with your family, with your friends, to hold you in good stead for and throughout the festive season, to bring even the most Scrooge-like of us out of our slump and rejoice with festive cheer. I must state that the films were considered as part of this episode, all listed at the end of the episode, I might add, were only those I have personally seen. And so there may, of course, be many other holiday favourites and classics out there, which, of course, had no chance of making it into this list. So this list represents my own personal interests and beliefs when it comes down to those all-time Christmas classics, chosen from my own personal collection, comprising of about 30 odd films of Christmas films, which I believe to fit the required brief. I would be certainly extremely interested to hear your thoughts on this list, and, of course, what your favourite Christmas movies are. Who knows, I might even get to watch a few of them on the run up to Christmas 2020. So, who knows, my list may even change next year as I watch more of the festive films in the coming year, and so the list for 2020 may look completely different. However, without further ado, for 2019, here's my favourite top 10 festive feel-good films. In 10th place, we have the classic 1989 comedy National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, starring Chevy Chase and Beverly D'Angelo. In a movie about a family who have a very mishapped Christmas. Lots of silly slapstick fun for all the family. In 9th place, we have 2003's festive comedy Elf, starring Will Ferrell, Zooey Deschanel and James Caan, which sees a human child, after being adopted and raised by Santa's elves, on a mission to find his biological and connect with his real father. Perhaps a bit crude at times in places, but nonetheless a worthy and enjoyable festive romp. In 8th place, we have 1993's stop-motion classic The Nightmare Before Christmas. Sort of a cross between a Halloween and a Christmas film, this sees the character Jack Skellington look to take over Christmas after accidentally stumbling across the portal for the Christmas world. Tired of only being able to rule over Halloween, of course. The movie is directed by Tim Burton and is one of the most splendid and magical creative works, featuring also a series of great musical numbers with an excellent soundtrack by Danny Elfman. In 7th place, we have 2011's animated adventure Arthur Christmas, starring the voice talents of James McAvoy and Ashley Jensen, of course, amongst others. The film sees Arthur Christmas, the youngest son of Father Christmas, or the current Father Christmas, take on a mission to deliver a forgotten present left at Santa's HQ to a little girl it was supposed to be before, for in time for Christmas morning. With the assistance of his granddad, some eager but a little rusty reindeer, and a rickety old but faithful sleigh, he succeeds. Plenty of festive fun for all the family. In 6th place, we have the 2000's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. So this would be the live version, starring Jim Carrey, not the more recent animated version released in 2018. So this is a fantastic reimagining of the Dr. Seuss classic tale, in which, well, basically in the way that only Jim Carrey could. His facial expressions alone make this film an instant classic, and his portrayal and depiction of the Grinch is, in my opinion, absolutely spot on. In 5th place, we have the 1946 all-time classic It's a Wonderful Life, starring James Stewart as the film's main character George Bailey and Donna Reed as his wife Mary. The film sees George down in his luck after losing his father and with a struggling business, being hounded by a ruthless developer and the bank. He is then shown how the world would be without him by Clarence, an angel, played by Henry Travers, after he reaches rock bottom, and basically states that he wishes he'd never been born. Not always the most joyous of Christmas movies, but nevertheless, the ending packs a punch, and it has as heartwarming as can be. In fourth place, we have the 1990 festive classic Home Alone, starring, of course, Macaulay Culkin as Kevin McAllister, who, as the title suggests, is inadvertently left at home alone by his parents as they go on holiday for the Christmas period. Fun and frolics prevail when a couple of hapless criminals take an interest in stealing from the local neighbourhood, including the McAllisters' residents, thinking everybody is away. Little do they know that Kevin has set up a number of ingenious and hilarious traps for them along the way. Featuring some absolutely classic comedy moments, this is a must-watch for the festive season. In third place, we have the 1985 film Santa Claus the Movie. A staple, I'm sure, rerun each Christmas for most of you, I'm sure. Starring David Huddleston as Santa and features Dudley Moore and John Lithgow. I think the film pretty much encompasses the spirit of Christmas. That's why I like it so much, and takes the viewer on quite the festive adventure, mixing Santa and his elves with the modern world of the 80s, with a number of interweaving plots. The main one, which sees the disgruntled elf, played by Dudley Moore, try and showcase some of his inventions to the modern world, which were originally intended to help Santa streamline the process of the ever-increasing demands of Christmas, with some quite disastrous results. In second place, we have 2004's animated adventure, The Polar Express, directed by Robert Zemeckis and featuring the voice talents of Tom Hanks. This film has become a firm Christmas Eve staple in our family for the last few years. We all gather around in our PJs, snuggle up, watch this on our big screen with treats and hot chocolate. Fantastic. The film sees a young boy growing up and just on the verge of losing his belief in Santa. The grand and extravagant steam train, the Polar Express, pulls up outside his house one Christmas Eve and takes him on a number of other children, on a magical and sometimes perilous journey to see Santa at the North Pole. The film just has an absolutely magical feel from the very start and is bound to delight audiences young and old. And so finally, and a big drum roll please, in first place we have the Jim Henson 1992 musical, The Muppet Christmas Carol. For me, this is pretty much my all-time favourite festive go-to movie. A staple at the start of Christmas season in order to get me in the mood for that festive spirit. Starring, of course, the Jim Henson Muppets, including the old favourites Kermit, Miss Piggy. The film gives the classic Charles Dickens Christmas tale about the mean old miser Scrooge, as played by Michael Caine, a Muppets twist in only the way the Muppets could. With some absolutely memorable musical numbers, combined with the magical storytelling of Charles Dickens, which represented in the film by Gonzo and sidekick by Rizzo, in the movie, I might add, and this one's not to be missed, and represents everything I love about Christmas. So, there we have it, my top 10 festive feel-good movies for 2019. To be honest, it was quite difficult to decide on where each movie should actually be, but certainly between the top 2 slots. So, remember, this is only my personal list of festive favourites based on the movies I have watched and own. It would be interesting to know what each of you out there, what your thoughts are on this list, and of course your own festive favourites. So please do leave a comment in the section below. So, that brings me to the end of this special festive episode. Many thanks for watching, and if you like my reviews and general movie discussions, please do leave a like on this page. Please do hit that subscribe button. But again, please do comment if you've got any comments at all about this episode and or any others that we've done, and or if you have a movie or anything else that you'd like me to watch and review as part of my Movie Talk series. As promised, at the end of this episode, I have presented a list of all of those films in no particular order I considered eligible for my collection to be considered for this top 10 countdown. So enjoy if you want to stay on and watch that. But otherwise, thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a great Christmas 2019.